In this video, I want to talk to you about the Janome Loft 100 computerized sewing machine. The Loft 100 is bold. It stands out with the commercial looking colors onto the machine. It's more of a modern look, but this is a remake of some of the standard computerized machines Janome is known for. Very high quality, very easy to operate and use. On the Loft 100, you're going to get a lot of nice features on the machine. So let's give you a good overview of the Loft 100. First thing we're going to notice right offhand is I have a horizontal spool pin, which makes threading the machine very easy. Everything is going to be channeled for me all the way down to my needle. And I do have the real nice needle threader. If we ever do need to replace this, it's real easy for us to replace this particular part on the machine with no problem whatsoever. It's something we can mail to you and you can pop it on there. I do have extra high presser foot lift, so I can get thicker materials underneath the machine with no problem whatsoever. And I do have a 7-point feed dog system, and that is really nice to have for your lighter weight materials. It's going to have more surface area touching my fabric. It's going to keep that fabric flat as the needles penetrating the garment, reducing any kind of puckering. I will have the top drop-in bobbin. I can see my bobbin at any given time, know when I'm getting low. It makes it really easy about threading the bobbin. Got the removable accessory tray with the larger, it has a little bit larger sewing arm on this particular machine for him in pant legs and shirt sleeves. And then on the back side of the machine, I do have a lever that I can drop my feed dogs. So if I ever want to darn a hole, put on a button, or get into any kind of free motion quilting, I can do that very easy on the Loft 100. Have a lot of nice convenience features on the machine. The Loft 100 has 100 built-in stitches. You will get a stitch placard that'll come with it. It has all the stitches on it. I can easily adjust my stitch length and width right in the front of me here, so I don't have to push 15 buttons to get to where I'm wanting to go. I can override the speed of the machine with the speed slide here. I will have a needle up, needle down. Now, there's times we want the needle to stop in the fabric. If you're quilting, getting to the end of a seam and need to turn a corner, you can set the machine to stop either when I let off my foot control, or if I hit start stop here, the needle will stop in the fabric and you turn a corner. If you're applicating something on a quilt like a star, you get to the point of that star, you can fix it so the machine stops in the needle down position. Most of the time you're going to want the machine to stop needle up, so we always make sure that we don't jerk our fabric, maybe rip a hole in the fabric or break a needle. I do have the auto lock feature, and auto lock is nice to have because what it'll do for you is I'm sewing along and I hit that button, it's going to tie that stitch off for me. So it ties it off nice and neat underneath for me, so I don't have to worry about hitting reverse. It's going to back tack that so it's hidden underneath for me. I do have traditional reverse here, and I have the easy adjust tension system here. The nice thing about Janome machines is I'm not going to be having to adjust tensions very often. Pretty much if you leave it between setting 4 and 5, it's going to handle 99% of all the fabrics that are on the market. You're never going to have to worry about adjusting the stitches whatsoever. The Loft 100 will have your top winding bobbin here. For winding my bobbins, it comes with a lot of pressure feed, and Ken's Sewing Center is your authorized Janome dealer. We carry everything for the Loft 100. We know exactly what pressure feet you need for any type of sewing application that you're doing. There's a lot of snap-on, snap-off feet, specialty feet like walking feet and rufflers, free motion feet. We carry all of that. It can help you get the right pressure foot and attachment as well as needles for the Loft 100. Now let's do a little bit of sewing on the machine and we'll talk about the stitches of the Loft 100. The Loft 100 is a very durable machine. It's going to be able to handle a lot of different thicknesses of material. Here I've got a standard denim that you'd find in any pair of blue jeans. That's 2, 4, 8 layers of denim, and I have the extra high lift under the presser foot, so I'm able to get that thicker material underneath my presser foot. This represents roughly the side seam on a pair of denim blue jeans, so I'm going to put that under the foot and back my speed off. I've got on a standard straight stitch. Now we're going to sew all the way through this, go about half speed. And the machine's going to be able to handle this with no problem whatsoever. We'll speed it up a little bit. And here's the beauty part about having a top drop-in bobbin machine. It's going to crawl down. It can crawl up and over. Different types of fabric. That's going to a standard cotton. This is a standard stretchy knit type material. The feed dogs have no problem feeding that whatsoever because I've got that 7-point feed dog system, and it's able to go right through it. Now we're going to go with full speed. It hums right along through that material with no problem. I'm going to hit the auto lock feature. It's going to tie that stitch off for me underneath. My needle stops in the up position. Then I can easily raise By pressure foot, it releases the tensions here, so I'm able to pull that fabric through. And I have a little razor on the side of the machine. So here I went from extreme heavy to a cotton to a knit with no problem whatsoever. There's no puckering. I'm not having to adjust tensions. Because the Loft 100 has so many stitches over, we want to give you a good overview of the stitch placard on this machine. Now, every stitch on this placard, we can adjust the stitch length and width, with the exception of your straight stitches. Now on the straight stitch here, we can actually move the needle position left or right of center. So that gives you even more possibilities if you need to move the needle to the left or right for putting in zippers and things of that nature. It makes it really nice. Or for piping, it's great for that as well. You have a double straight stitch here, so 2 stitches forward and 1 in reverse. That's very good for knits because it's automatically back tacking that stitch. I have different zigzags where my tack is either to the right or to the left. Here I have elastic stitches and overcast stitches that are built into the machine. You generally find these on sergers. Here's the double overcast here that does that chain. If I'm doing something on the edge of a piece of material to keep it from unraveling, I'm able to do that. Then I have different blind hems with the ends blunted, or I'll have blind hems like here where the end is a tip to it. And there's different applications for that. The Loft 100 does the one-step buttonholes, and it will come with a specialized foot that will allow you to size the buttonhole every time to the button you're working with. Here I have the different square end, round end, and the keyhole style. These are for stretch material like knits and things of that nature that you may be installing a buttonhole in. The machine will have quilting stitches with all the different applique stitches that you see here. Notice the tacks either to the left or to the right. If it's a little bit thicker, that means it's going to sew 2 stitches here and then 2 stitches over. We can adjust the length and the width of the tack, so you can do so many more things with the Loft 100 because it's fully computerized, being able to adjust the length and the width. I do have heirloom stitches built onto the machine here. You get a wing needle, it's going to punch that larger hole in it for that heirloom effect. And then we'll get into some more of the decorative stitches. We will have different utility stitches still on the machine here that we can adjust the length on that does different tacks, like this is 2 stitches forward and 1 in reverse. I will have the old-timey briar or feather stitch for quilting, and then we get into other decorative stitches here on the machine that you can do different borders with. I've seen customers do bedspreads and put this as stippling onto the bedspread and just sewing that right along into the machine. So as you see, the Loft 100 has a lot of stitches that are very useful built into the machine. Ken Sewing Center is your authorized Janome dealer. We've been an authorized Janome dealer since 1971. We have 4 full-time technicians at our store that can help you with any question after you purchase from us, whether you have a repair issue or need other help. I have other educators and sales staff that can help you find anything you need and help you with all questions about the Loft 100. Feel free to drop us an email or give us a call anytime. We can compare this machine to other machines in the Janome line or other brands and be able to help you find the right machine for you.